it is time. So, let's begin. Well, folks, I have a double whammy today. What? Two reviews and one video. Now, let's go with starting the Forces of Evil first, because it has the most biggest revelations. I have an anime review in this little variety pack, but I want to save that until the end. So, the trial of Calypso. Let's get into it. So, basically, for those of you not know, Eclipse broke out of her crystalline prison, and basic and basically was caught by the Magic Council. Star was like, she isn't that bad, and basically they don't like her because she fucked a monster. Basically. Well, she ran away with a monster, but yeah, the fucking could be implied too. But anyways, so anyways, so they all want to just like end this trial quickly because they want to have no doubts that no doubts that Eclipse is evil. So basically, so basically, they used the cube from True for Punishment, which is a judgment, which is something called, which is a judgment cube. They asked her various questions. Did she do this? Did she do this? Did she eat babies? But they were still trying to stack the score against her and say evil. So basically, so basically the judgment cube basically was like, all right, she's judged with evil, but Magic Council, you've been lying too. And the cube was doing his usual stick of like about to crush them all to death. And the Magic Council, the extent of how they were going to keep their lie about what they did to Eclipse's daughter. They were really about to die with the truth. Like they were going to take that truth to their grave. That's how fucked up that was. But basically, the crystal dude, I can't remember his name, but he said, yeah, we got rid of your daughter because the king that Clitzer was married to, uh, wanted to basically didn't want to raise the kid, so they switched her out with a peasant girl, which was part of which was part of the butterfly line. So basically, the butterfly the butterfly royal family is not royalty. They were never royalty. And that blows my mind, but it does make sense. Because the extent of the Magic Council trying to hide, because they're just really prejudiced against monsters, and they didn't want a monster having that magic. And I'm just like, and Star basically runs out. I've summarized a lot of this, but Star basically runs out and she goes like, we're not royalty. We're royalty of nothing. So she walks up. First she says, Eclipse, you're not really my great 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 grandmother. And she's like, no, sweetie, I'm not. So she runs out. The episode ends. But basically, Moan basically knew that something was up, and she wanted to just get the Magic Council to actually admit their crimes. And you're probably wondering, how do I feel about this? I am shocked. I'm shocked that they would literally die with this secret, but I'm not really surprised that they would do that because they have an obvious prejudice against monsters. So I could technically see them. Uh, I could technically I can technically believe this. Them just doing that for that. Just the council just doing that because why not? Covering their asses. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying I'm not saying Eclipse is a saint, but I, you know, maybe if Meteora was, maybe if they didn't get rid of Meteora, maybe she wouldn't be so fucking crazy. Any of them ever thought of that? But you know what? It makes me excited for the next episode. I did like the stuff with Ludo because Ludo's parents are a piece of shit. Like, I gotta be real. Yeah, Ludo did some bad things to them, but only because they were doing bad things to Ludo, you know what I mean? And I gotta be honest, like, shit. Like, I was like, shit, Ludo's brother, god damn. But basically, Ludo made a house out of garbage and basically had to work through his feelings with his parents and stuff. And so did his brother. And, and yeah. But yeah, the Ludo story was actually pretty good too. I enjoyed it. I mean, it was. I mean, I kind of wanted Ludo to come back because he's not really a bad guy. It's just, you felt more sorry for him than anything. And during the battle for Muni, you really started to feel like sorry for Ludo and how he really, you started to really feel sorry for Ludo and understand a little bit about him as a character. And yeah, and the way that Ludo's parents treated Ludo's brother, I can't remember his name, but it was, I was like, no wonder why Ludo treats you like shit. Y'all treated him like shit, so he treated you like shit. Y'all motherfuckers are horrible. Man. But again, this episode was pretty awesome. We got a big old revelation that wasn't the surprise to anybody, and there wasn't any doubt that Eclipse got dirty with that gigantic monster. She totally did. She totally fucked the monster. When Eclipse fucked the monster. Oh my fucking god. Can you believe the monster though? Eclipse was very thick. Alright, moving on. I give the episode a 10 out of 10. I mean, it's the best episode I've seen so far, and I loved it. And the Magic Council gets caught on their hypocrisy, so I kind of like that. And it's a real game changer for the show because I don't know where this is gonna go, and I'm very excited about where this could possibly go. I always like shows that don't do the typical thing, but goes a whole different direction because I thought Eclipse would probably either either leave somehow or do something else. But they went this whole different angle, and I gotta say, I'm impressed, and I'm really excited for what's gonna happen next. Now, let us begin with another. Let us begin. Let's begin with another review. The Disappearance of Nagato Yuki-chan. God, at first I didn't like this show when I first saw it. But now that I see it now, it's actually pretty good because it's not really a Haruhi story. It's mostly about Nagato. And I feel like this version of Nagato has enough to carry herself and actually make this story good. I know a lot of Haruhi fans are like, no, I don't like this. It's not worth it to watch this again. Oh, but actually, it's fun because they weren't trying to make another season of Haruhi. They're just trying to give you a new story from another person's perspective in a different universe. The one thing that people have a real big hang up about is that the fact that Nagato is not how she is in the main universe. Which Nagato in the main universe, she's a robot. So what do you guys expect? So I'm like, I kind of like this version of Nagato because we get to see a lot more of emotion out of her. And I'm not saying we didn't get to see a lot of emotion out of old Nagato. We kind of did, but I kind of like this version of her. It's nice and refreshing. I feel like they shoved Haruhi in there because they're like, people are not gonna watch this if Haruhi's not in this. We gotta do something then. Okay, we gotta write her in the story. She's in another freaking high school. We gotta do this. We gotta bring Makuto back in here. We gotta have someone fondled in titties. We gotta have someone fondled in titties, and we gotta do this right. Okay, okay. That's how I felt it happened. But for what we got, I really enjoyed it because when this show wants to be heartfelt, it can be heartfelt. When you want, when the show wants to be funny, it can be funny, and when it wants to be a little bit dramatic, it can be a little bit dramatic. But I love the fact that it's a little bit more funny than. I love the fact that it can be a little bit more funny, and I love the fact. I kind of don't like the fact that Ryoko right here, the one with the blue hair, was very motherly to the whole entire cast. Because I'm telling you, if that was me, I'd be like, listen, you ain't nobody's mom. Okay, you're probably Nagato's mom, but you ain't ours. Okay, we good? We good? But anyways, I enjoyed this. I'd say the best one was the Valentine's Day episode because I like a little bit of that romantic tension. I like a little bit of that love triangle friction. You know what I mean? I like that. I like that shit. It's pretty good, but I feel like the change up in these episodes was when they actually kind of sort of got the old Nagato's they got the old Nagato in a clever way into the new Nagato's body, and she was kind of like she was very different. And Ryoko, the one with the blue hair, didn't know how to react. And Keon kind of accepted her as she was. It took him a little bit, but he accepted her as she was. And those were pretty, like, nice, somber episodes, and I loved them. Now, a lot of people say this show is trying too hard, or it's doing this, or there's no point of this series. But not so, because it's, again, like I said, it's not trying to be the next Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya season. It's just trying to be its own thing, to tell its own story, and to do its own thing with some of these characters. But just shakes them up enough so where it's interesting, but keeps it different enough from the main series to actually make it fun. But they have some familiarity towards it to make it, just more inviting. Like, these characters are back. You want to see them in different situations? Here you go. I think that's what they were trying to do. Just put these characters in different situations, and that's what I liked. I understand for you die-hard Haruhi fans, you're probably like, well, I still don't like it, and I'm not trying to say you have to like it, but I'm just saying look at it through different eyes. Don't look at it as them trying to say, oh, there's never going to be another Haruhi season, but look at it as its own story. I mean, yes, it is a part of the Haruhi multiverse, but it is doing its own thing, and it has its own style and what it loves to do. You know? And we also have Haruhi back, even though I really feel like Haruhi was very unneeded in this series, but I feel like they had to bring her back to make the fans look at this show. Personally, I don't hate this show whatsoever. I love it. It is good. I love it. It's good, and I actually think a lot of people need to give it a chance instead of just hating on it just because it's not the because it's just not a continuation to the melancholy Haruhi Suzumiya. It's not a continuation, but it's its own thing, and I feel like we need to treat it as such. Yes, it's loosely tied to Haruhi Suzumiya's multiverse, but it's its own thing with the same characters, just in different roles. Certain characters in different roles. So I'm just saying, give this show a chance. Don't look at it as a replacement. Don't look at it as it's don't look at it as a thing trying to do another Haruhi doing another Haruhi season. Just think of it as its own thing. It's just a different take on the story, just different. And there are some callbacks to certain Haruhi episodes. And even they did the entire last minute of the show doing the whole endless the endless eight, like rewinding it all the way back to their freaking their summer thing. The last thing they wanted to do to summer, I was like, oh, thank God they ended it before they were gonna do this shit again. Because I love Ari, but I didn't like the episodes repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating. I love Ari, don't get me wrong, but fuck those episodes. Fuck them up their stupid asses. Just them repeating, 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 and repeating, repeating, and no changes in it. You're just like, oh God, make it stop. Oh man, but I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this show. You guys really need to try and just see it through another person, see it through another perspective instead of just looking at it through your own. And as the you know as you know as as I always put it, you gotta look at things through a different perspective sometimes. Like it gives you gotta see things in a different way so you can gain a new perspective on things. I love this show, and if it ever got a season two, I would fucking watch that shit in a heartbeat. No hesitation, no nothing. Because I actually like this, and I want this. I would actually want this to continue if it could. I'm Bugsy. I'm Bugsy signing off. And, oh yeah, the animation's pretty good too. So I'll see you guys later. Finally, I am done with this review and the many fucking takes I had to deal with this. Oh God! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Jesus! I'm done. So, I'll see you guys later. Like I always say, keep it chaotic, because you know I will. And I'll see you next time. Oh, the next review will probably be something a little bit more my usual style per se. So let's so in the meantime, in between time, I'll have other videos and more audio only videos, because I feel like it's the only thing that I'm doing to push my lore, and I feel like that's pretty important. But I'll see you guys later. And I give Haruhi good. In my own opinion, I give Haruhi a 10 out of 10. It may be different for some of you, because depending on what you want and what you're wanting out of this show, it's different for you. For me, 10 out of 10 for me, personally, how I feel about it. I'm not gonna argue about how I feel about this with you guys. I feel it deserves a 10 out of 10. You may feel like it deserves an 8 out of 8 or a 6 or a 10 out of 6 or a 5 out of 10, or lower than that, lower than what I'm giving it. And I'm okay with you guys thinking that. But I feel like you need to look at it differently than how you're looking at it currently. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense at all? But I'll see you guys later. Like I said before, keep it chaotic.